Hey, this is Tony here with Salt Strong, and in this video I'm going to be going over a lure made by D.O.A. It's a topwater lure, and it's also weedless, which makes it pretty interesting. That's why I picked it up, because this lure is supposed to have the same action as a topwater lure such as the head and spook or a Rapala skitterwalk. It has that same walk the dog type of action. However, it's weedless. So that's definitely a bonus to have if you are fishing grass flats. You won't get hung up on any weeds. So I wanted to test this lure out. It also has rattles inside. I don't know if you can hear them. Those are rattles, so you have a little bit of extra attraction for the fish to draw them to the lure. So I want to get out on the water and test this out. But first, let's go over it a little bit. So right out of the packaging, this one I picked up is the Glowdini color. It's actually like a Houdini color. It's got a green back with a little red glitter on it and a white or bone colored bottom. And it also has a single hook, and that's what makes it weedless. It goes through the body. It's a rubber body, so this lure floats, and you can just skin hook the lure like so to keep it a little extra weedless, or you can just leave the hook exposed at the top. The benefit of this is it won't hook any grass that might be underneath it, as would if you had a lure with treble hooks. So definitely a bonus with this lure. Now, as far as rigging up this lure on your line, I rig it up the same way as I would any other topwater, with about 2 to 3 feet of fluorocarbon leader, and then attach to the lure. When attaching the line to the lure, I like to use a loop knot. That loop knot actually helps this lure move freely, especially since it is a side-to-side walk the dog type of lure. So having that loop knot will definitely help the motion of that lure, as opposed to having a knot that's cinched down really tight to the lure. Now, when you purchase these, they come in a 2-pack. It comes with one already pre-rigged on a hook, and then it comes with one just by itself as a spare. Now, the price point, it was about $8 to $9 for the pack of 2, which isn't bad for 2 lures. Now, this lure also has a little bit of weight to it, but it floats. So that's good because you can get a nice long cast with it. And also the smooth rubber with no snags on it, that can definitely help you when casting up under mangroves or trying to skip the lure under a dock or anything like that. So let's get on the water and test out how this lure works. Now we're out on the water trying the DOA PT-7 topwater lure. Now, what I found is it's got that little slit in the bottom, and you can actually add some Procure just to add a little extra scent. Just squeeze some into that slot like so. And that'll help release a little bit of scent as you're retrieving the lure. Now the best way I found to retrieve this lure is not too strong with the twitch. Just cast it out like so. And with the rod tip, almost like if you're using a jerk shad or anything like that, just a couple twitches with the rod tip coming up. As you can see, the lure out there kind of bounces up. Doesn't really do the walk the dog pattern that I was hoping for, but it does it a little bit. However, the lure really twists and turns when you do that, and it's really erratic. Now, another good way I found to retrieve is just a steady retrieve. Get the lure up on the surface, and just a steady retrieve, slowly reeling. Creates a nice little wake. You can stop it, start it back up, stop it. You can add a couple twitches in there. Really just play around with it until you get the proper retrieve to trigger a strike for you. Here you can see a little closer what I was talking about when you twitch it as if you were trying to walk the dog. The lure turns completely around. A little closer of the retrieve where you just twitch the rod up. Gives it a little cleaner side-to-side motion with the rod tip up then opposed to down. Really spins that lure around. So, as you can see, you can cast this thing really far. I got all the way to the back of that creek there. There's some movement there too. Now as far as skipping the lure, let's see how it does. Oh wow, yeah, it skips really good. Get a nice low shot and cast it and skip it under a tarpon rolling right there. Throw it under a dock or a mangrove, or anything that might be hanging low over the water where fish like to hide. See if I can skip it under right there. Skips really nice. Oh, just crushed it right there. Missed it though. So that will wrap up this review on the DOA PT-7 topwater lure. Now, my first impressions, it has a little bit of an odd action to it. It's very erratic, but you can kind of slow it down and really get control of the lure if you slow down your presentation a little bit. As you can see, I got a strike with that lure, just kind of dragging it in, and didn't really get any strikes when I was trying to twitch it and get that walk the dog style out of it. So that didn't work out too well, but still got a strike on it, so definitely effective. And as you can see, it skips very well underneath the mangroves, skips very far, and also casts very far. And the added bonus is that it's weedless, so if you do get tied up in the mangroves, it should pop right out of there. If you enjoyed this lure review on the DOA PT-7, then you're definitely going to want to take a look at our Insider Club. What you get are some exclusive fishing tips and reviews only for our Insider members. As you can see on the main page, we have an Insider exclusive tips that we don't give out to the public. It's only for our members. And if you're curious to see more in-depth lure reviews and see what the best of the best is out there and some very unbiased product reviews, you're definitely going to want to take a look at it. For example, we have one for the best topwater lure for inshore fishing, which I did a video on, and it's only available to our Insider Club members. So definitely take a look at that. As well as those tips and reviews, you also get very detailed insider fishing reports where we show you exactly where we're fishing, what we're using to catch these fish, and most importantly, the trends. What the fish are doing given the time of year, time of day, tide, weather conditions, you name it. Because depending on where you live, no matter where you live really, you can apply these trends to catch fish in your area. You also get some very awesome insider discounts on your favorite gear. So definitely take a look at that. That will wrap up this video. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment down below. Until then, I'll see you on the next video.